Why, hello there, my fellow jailers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, the first Wendigo, episode 176, Full Penitentiary. I'm crossing my fingers that a hussar gets knocked, and it will double the amount of scanning I can do to hussars. And then I do also have my eyes on Gert. So let's go ahead and gank the Gert. Do I have to betray you first? This is really strange. I can't just, like, shock lancer. Hey, don't hit me. I mean, I know I hit you first, but, like, it's not allowed. I'm only allowing you to hit me this one time because you're genetically important to me. Otherwise, I would just murder you outright. So, Lo, capture whatever their name is. So let's carry them to the prison cell first, because they're not bleeding particularly fast. This raid here is getting annihilated. Wendy's out here just, like, shooting them for sport. I wouldn't mind trying to take down the hussar, though. Hey, DJ. Thank you for the raid. You were playing what kind of music? Synthwave? Very cool. I am not much of a musician myself. My only claim to fame music-wise is I curate a lot of my own soundtracks for my content, but welcome. Pleasure to have you here. I am in the middle, I don't know if you guys are familiar with RimWorld, but I'm in the middle of a very spicy, like, a lot going on kind of raid here. So you've come at a very interesting time where I've got just a lot of multitasking going on of me murdering people and abducting people. You know, this is a very evil-themed series where I am a horrible war crime committing individual. So I hope it's not for the squeamish. I'll put it that way. Not for the squeamish. So Wendy's out here trying to isolate the hussars to capture them and to rip their genes out. As far as I could tell, there aren't hussars that have survived. It's really rare that hussars do, because they're so tough that they either are on their feet or dead and nothing in between. Sawyer is a hussar, and I'm trying to capture him, though. I doubt I'll be able to, even though I shot off his arm. And then there's, of course, Gert back here that I still needed to deal with. Come on, Sawyer, just, like, fall down. Okay, you're dead. Fine, whatever. Kill the next one. Lo, are you in position? Not quite. There was some refugees seeking charity here, but one of them was genetically useful to me, so I'm also abducting her as well. Which would be Gert, over here. I almost tore her head off, though, so I should be very careful how I approach her. Because the last attack was kind of not a good one. Alright, Dirtmole is farmed for ovum. Will also be implanted with passive prisoners. We'll harvest her lung and kidney. I don't care about her cancer. So that's good. And then I wanted to grab Gert. Why is it ineffective? What, like, how are you, like, magically... Fine, you know what? I'm just gonna spine you. How's that feel? Want me to do that again? You'll probably die. Oh, you're still alive? With a shattered femur? I think the way to do this probably is to betray the others so that I can capture Gert. Because I want to capture Gert intact. Checking for the other Hussars here. We've got Waster. Yeah, I don't think there's any Hussars in this group. In fact, I don't really need even to do anything because these mechs have no target and they're just going to be targeting the refugees that were asking for charity, which means that the refugees are going to die on their own. So I'll just keep Gert sort of over here away from that fight so that I can capture her. Yeah, this is absolutely a series of like the most evil eugenics possible. Trying to breed a monster. Or monsters. Exactly. I'm not sure what Gert is doing. She's just kind of standing here. I'm standing over her. The mechs are exactly as predicted, murdering the charity-needing travelers for me. And I've betrayed them, which is really dumb, because obviously I haven't. What's with this shock lance just straight up not working? Why can't I shock lance Gert? You're not, like... This is so strange. Fine, I'll just punch you and hope you survive. Whatever. That pawn's psych... Oh, are they psych def? Yeah, you know, they're psych def. Okay. Skyray, you got it. They are, in fact, psych def. Alright, the Bakers are fleeing. Then I'm going to be stuck having to deal with those mechs myself. Which is fine. I'll just use the slug turrets to kill them. Apparently punching Gert in the face, in head and jaw and arm. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It didn't warrant betrayal. It was only until like Bond went down. Now there is a genetic experiment that I could do with a baseliner. I just don't think I'm going to be able to capture Bond before Bond bleeds to death. Turrets online. Some of them look like they're going to reach, so I'll just conscript my brawlers to do something about that. But not you, Jack. It looks like you're going to have a mental break. Oh, whoops. I drafted way more than I intended. The tribal shaman traders are like none the wiser. They're over here on the west, or east rather, and they have no idea that like crazy amounts of war have been going on. Blissfully dumb. Oh, it's another armless Tesseron. That's cute. Rumbos! You know, I am somewhat tempted. Yeah, no, not even tempted. I'm straight up doing it. Scythers aren't going to destroy Thrumbos. No, I'm going to hold off. I was going to hit an animal pulsar and have the thrombos mess up, because I have one. Have the thrombos mess up the scythers, but I'd rather have the scythers there for the 350 waster snipers that are coming in 2.8 days. Man, they really do stack up, like, right at the end. Get wrecked. Alright, turning off the slug turrets, and I'll just finish the rest off with my brawlers. Bond. 2 hours. You know, I'm going to send Wendy out here on a rescue mission. Just because there is one thing that I wanted to try with a baseliner. This was a suggestion by a YouTube comment. And sorry, I forget who commented it. Otherwise, I would accredit you. I kind of feel bad. But it's a YouTube comment about using baseliners to isolate individual genes for implantation. So, what I mean by that is what I could do to a baseliner. Let's say, for instance, I want to separate super psi sensitive from kind instinct, right? To separate them out. I can implant just that into the baseliner and then immediately scan the baseliner. They'll die in the process, but then there's a chance that one of those two genes will be scanned out of them. So if I can use baseliners to do gene isolation in that way. So any of my paired genes, for instance, awful art and awful plants, which is paired and I want the awful art to be separated out, I can implant that specific gene into a baseliner and then try to gene rip them for gene isolation. So that's why I intended to use baseliners for. Either that or like making them into vampires, but the vampires, I could make them into vampires, but the problem with that is like the implant genes has a very long cooldown. Like right now, Wendy can't use it for another 45 days, so it's not something that I can do very often, and as a result, functionally, it's not a great way to scan for vamps. But you, sir, I will capture. So I think what I'm going to do here is carry and bring you to this prison. The gene scanning prison, because that's kind of where I want you. So yeah, this will end up using up baseliners to not have to wait for their implantation cooldowns. But you can do it once, right? So each baseliner gives me a chance to gene rip. And it only really works for baseliners because if I tried it for a waster, for instance, I'm way more likely to scan one of their germline genes instead. Whereas baseliners don't have any other genes that can be scanned. So baseliners are a perfect blank slate in order to implant my own, whatever I want in them. So that raid is done. I do still have the printers up, and in about 0.1, so like almost immediately they're going to print another centipede and scyther, but like whatever. And then as soon as Wendy is done capturing this one, I'm going to want to kill off the... Here we are. Perfect. And, you know, while I have you, you do have a... Oh, not your liver. You do have a healthy kidney and lung. But I want to get the thrombo, because we're out of thrum for... We have 25 of it, so I was pretty desperate for that. So for you, Bond, let's go ahead and try to separate out awful art from awful plants. And I'll whip up a xenogerm. It won't take me very long because it's barely complex at all. And then we'll scan him to see if it works. I will need Wendy to hit the This is not a terrible opportunity for my shooters to become better shooters. I will need to have Wendy hit the throne to regain some of her psi focus before the big raids come, because this wasn't even the big raids yet. Ooh, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, good. It was just an individual revenge. Hey, Mackenzo. Welcome. Glad to have you here. The other thing I need to do is to make sure they don't drift towards the Scythers too far, because if they do that, I won't be able to capture their corpses all that effectively. Leave my shooters alone. Volley! Alright, that's one down. I'll swoop in and grab them once we're sort of done with this. Uh-oh. Big electrical discharge. Set some of the farm on fire. Frosty's already heading to it, so it should be handled, I think. And now I've pissed the remainder off. That's fine. Frosty, did you handle the fire? Hey, Thorbior, thank you for the resub. Yep, Frosty got the fire. Nice. Oops, I had low, Oh, another thing that I just realized. Okay, you're set to prison NPM, good. So there's a lot of operations queued up for the new dirt mole. Oh, Scyther followed me. Like, no thanks. And a new printing of mechs. How about we just smack them? Jack's already up here, like, ready to go. Hi, Cactus. And for this moment, I will allow them to dip into the avoid zone. Because it's a thrombo. Worth the risk. And it's not much of a risk. Seems like the Scyther and the Centipede aren't that interested in me. But the thing is, like, I don't really want to be cowering, or not cowering, but I don't want to be restricted behind my walls. So I might just go out and kill it. Or have the turrets do it. The other thing I could do is to lay down smoke. So, Dom, I'm going to use you. You're going to go grab a smoke launcher. And we're going to go get rid of the rest of the cluster. Because I don't want the cluster continually printing out garbage for me to have to deal with. Sounds boring. One thing I didn't do is I didn't allow... So, no, you're restricted to house arrest. Tordek, go get that throne. Order implantation into bond. Done. So the brawlers are just waiting for Dom, the smoke launcher wielder, to come out here, lay down some smoke, so that I can approach the turrets with cover. Component worksite from Toxblighters. Man, everything is Toxblighters. They are really active in this region. And we've got 2.5 days left, with both raids coming in the last 2 days. 'Cause of course. I kind of low-key saw that coming from a mile away. Whoa. Guess I gave him a line of sight. Hope none of you are tinder-skinned. Oh, what? You're seeing through smoke here? Apparently, yes. What it? That was a good hit. Jack, you go. What's funny is I've inadvertently had this waster who was like downed here catch fire and like die a more terrible death. I don't care. She's an enemy of mine. Just find it funny. So there goes those turrets. Now all that's left is like mini turrets. So that's really easy. So I'll send Midi to go take care of this auto inferno. Done. And then the remainder will go after the minis. With their shield belts. I'll take out the sunblocker. Or the printers first and then the sunblocker. Dom, your job is done. You can go get yourself your rifle again. Alright. Wasn't too hard to destroy. And this can no longer needs to be in part of the avoid zone because it's cleared of danger. Can't block my son. Whatever happened to those Thrumbo? I really hope they're... No, they weren't butchered. At least they're being frozen. Why aren't we butchering them? This is a butcher for all animal corpses. So let's take a look at the mechs that are responsible for butchering. Should be Moonstar and Natsu. So you are understandably making baby food for the vats. And Moonstar. Natsu is wandering. So this is behind the walls. Yeah, what gives? Is this any mech? Yeah. Well, honestly, what gives? Why aren't you doing this? Natsu's wandering, right? This is in the zone, right? There's no barriers. I can't figure out a good reason. And this is any mech, take to best stockpile. And this includes... This is large, fresh, includes Thrumbo. I can't think of a good reason why Natsu... Oh, you're out of energy. Oh, I get it. I get it now. You are seeking a recharger because you're so low on energy you're about to just get disabled. Okay. Got it. I have understood the problem. Well, then I guess that's more reasonable. I will say the embedded power looks a lot better. The floors are cleaner. Bond, did you get implanted? Not yet. Nor has Micah. I want to leave Wendy alone because she needs to psi-focus gain. So this will land on Lowe's shoulders as Lowe or Bryzit. Bryzit could do the doctoring as well. Oh, she has inspired surgery though. All right, let's use that inspiration because I don't really like having inspired surgery just like sticking around. Because it's not a particularly useful inspiration unless you're like desperate. Oh, and it also doesn't help that I had the door locked and Lowe couldn't leave. I'm gonna pretend like that never happened. Topping up on blood, because the big raids are coming. And we've been, like, waiting for them the whole stream. This is ridiculous how long they take. And then we'll make sure that we have all the necessary psi focus as soon as this one surgery is done. One thing the guests can do is to man the mortars until they're reloaded and ready to go. Is this the raid? Must be, right? A group of wasters from Tox Blighters have arrived in transport pods. They're scattered all over. That's going to be really messy. I don't see that this is in relation to the quest either, which is maddening. I'm going to restrict everyone and everything behind the walls. It doesn't look like any of my Somehow, like, none of them landed in the base. Is there anyone that is caught out in the fray? And let's go red for this. No. So the thing I could do here, which would be most efficient, is just to close my dang doors and have these tox blighters go fight the scythers, and for me not to do anything. Unless I have to. Unless they're breaching or something. Because no one is endangered. And the relations here don't matter. It's two people, like, I don't even know who they are. Okay, so the door is closed. Bonk. Wouldn't be a terrible idea for me to look around to see if there's, like, anyone worth grabbing. I.e. dirt moles. So there is a female dirt mole here worth grabbing. Perhaps. If it's possible. There are hussars, but hussars are really hard to grab because they're stun lance immune. So everything, grabbing them is like chance. Pure chance. Whereas at least the dirt mole. Oh, here's another. Oh, you're 52. Too old. What are you under that helmet? Also waster. So plenty of hussar. Only one female dirt mole of the right age. As far as I can tell, let me check the east. No. It looks like there's one opportunity, but it will be really hard to capitalize upon because she's like deeply embedded in the raid. So, for the record, it was one of you guys, or no, one of you. Lynx? Yes, Lynx. She's old, but like technically she could be captured for her genes. So I'll sort of keep an eye on how that shapes up. What should be happening here is they're trying to like destroy the door, and that's fine. They will get bored and retarget, and the only valid targets are the scythers, so this raid is just essentially going to be fighting the scythers. And dying to them. Wow, they got sliced. Was that one slice? That is impressive. That scyther, like... No, you've been sliced the whole time, never mind. Yeah, so they're getting bored and they're turning back around. And I just have to keep this door intact, which is pretty easy because it's plasteel. And the scythers are on a warpath now because they got pissed off. Lynx, where are you? If Lynx is in a spot that I can just like quickly shock lance and abduct, that'd be pretty cool. Where'd she go? Oh, there she is. Yeah, it's actually possible that she'll be abductable. She's passing in front of this door, so I'm going to have Wendy sort of lurking in the shadows, waiting for her to pass through the door so that I can shock lance and skip her into the base, leaving the rest of her waster friends to wonder where she went. That's my jam. It's kind of slow. Well, she's the dirt mole, so I guess that stands to reason, given the slow runner. All right, here we go. Let's leave this door open for a moment. Wait, where are the... Oh, I somehow didn't finish that skip. Get in here. Lower your brain function significantly. And maybe strip you because you have a low shield pack, which is kind of nice to have. Pick you up. And bring you into the prison. So this is the last slot that I have for dirt moles. So I'm officially completely full of non-hybrids, right? Oh, no, I have one more spot for an impid. So perhaps I go abduct an impid, because there was a few impids in here too. Let me double check my math. So for wasters, it's 7, Neanderthal 7, pigskin 7, Edekin 7, dirt moles, I believe, are 6. So yeah, just one more waster. What is Puppet doing in the prison? I don't know, he's just hanging out. He's being impressed with the dreadful efficiency that is Wendy. So it's why the Empire doesn't betray her, because trying to fight her, she'll probably take down like half of your people in the process. So it's they've deemed her too dangerous to trifle with. I'm gonna go have Rogi take the dirt mole into the prison so that Wendy can capture Foe, because Foe is a female impid who is not psych immune or psych deaf. I think this door will work better. Don't use my doors as cover. That's ridiculous. Oh, you're fleeing, are you? Perfect. Boink. She really doesn't mess around, does she? Nothing left to chance. Everything is calculated. Now the prisons are full. And I did 0% of that work. I just let the scythers do it. Good little pet scythers. Still 51 of them, so like, what would that be? 2/3 of the original? Because I think it was 76, so almost 2/3. Not bad. Oh, you guys are gonna break my doors, though. That is not allowed. Gonna rally my troops to kill the door knockers. So, Rogi, are you all set? Where are you? So you have been xenogerm comaed. Good. You have your lung and kidney removed. Good. And Rogi is coming in with the dirt mole, Wendy with the impid. Perfect. Oh, Tordek, you're done. So let's reopen this door and then actually have you help stop the door breakers. I could replace the door, but, you know, it's the principle of the matter of them damaging it, which deserves a death sentence. Foe! Welcome to the prison. You will be farmed for your eggs. Congrats. You will also be implanted with passive prisoner number 1 and have your kidney and lung removed. Where is Rogi? Not quite there yet. Dom, I know you're only shooting level 5, but geez. Alright, forget that. I'll just replace it. And likewise, Lynx. Congratulations. You too will have implant passive prisoner number 2. You will have your kidney and lung removed. I'm going to leave you with the bionic stomach because I don't really care. And then also farmed for your ovum. Prison is full. We are at capacity. Thank you for tuning in to the first Wendigo, which originally streamed live on Twitch, May 23rd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Adios, my fellow Wendigo.